I graduated high school. I'm done. I finished early, and that's something I never thought I would say, but here I am saying it. Let me just rewind and explain. About a week ago, I did kind of like a mini Instagram graduation dump post thing, where in the caption I kind of put, graduated in 2.8 years, yay, yada yada. A lot of you guys were in my DMs kind of asking, Annabella, how did you do that? I want to graduate high school early too. I'm done. I hate it. So I decided I'd hop on here and kind of explain what high school is like for me, the process of graduating early, and kind of how you can do it too, so you can be done. Before I get into what I did for high school, I'm gonna just explain a couple of things I walked out of high school with. I finished with a 3.96 GPA. I did 2 university PSEO classes and a couple extracurriculars. I did online school. And that was not Zoom classes. Like, ever since COVID, every time I tell people I'm online school, they're like, because of COVID, you still do Zoom calls with people? No, that is not what I did. So what it is I pick my classes just like in a normal public school. I pick my classes, like I have 4 core classes and 2 electives. They're on Canvas. And once they're on Canvas, they're open for the whole school year. I just work at my own pace. It's completely autonomous. School's on my laptop. So I can take school to the library, to a restaurant, to a car. I can do school anywhere where there's internet. That's fun. I do have teachers, but they don't teach anything live. Like, all the stuff is on like presentations, like video presentations and stuff. Like, it's never an actual live call, which I kind of appreciate because I don't like being on a schedule. I like making my own schedule and doing my own thing. Let me just real quick go through some pros and cons about this type of schooling that I did. So here's some pros. 1, no due dates. On top of that, no penalties for due dates. I have not been online school my whole life. Like, from kindergarten to 8th grade, I was public school completely. I remember in middle school, they started to introduce, if you turn this in late, we will dock off points. And I was so pissed. I was so mad. I was like, why? It's the same quality of work, just like a day later than was due. That makes no sense. But this type of schooling, there was none of that. There were no due dates and no penalties, so I could turn in my work whenever I wanted and not have to worry about, sorry, I have an essay due tonight, or this or this. Nope, it was open for me. That was a big pro for me. Sorry, there's a lawnmower, so I'm gonna just like talk over it. The second pro was free range and an independent lifestyle. Another thing that I hated about public school was the control that they seem to have over your life for no reason. Like, hello, I can use the bathroom whenever I want. I can go to the kitchen and get snacks whenever I want. I can pause school, take a break, watch a movie whenever I want. And that's something that I really, really appreciate, because imagine just like literally not being able to use the bathroom because the teacher said you couldn't. Like, that sounds so stupid. Next thing I loved about online school was that work can be done quickly and efficiently without anyone else taking your time. When I was in public school, I felt really held back by a lot of the people around me. Not to like sound kind of like weird or anything, but in elementary, I got put in like the gifted, whatever that was. I don't know what that was, but I was kind of more, I feel like, educationally advanced. I kind of got it faster. Like, when the teacher explained something, I didn't need any, okay, wait, hold on. Like, I just got it. But other people didn't get it. So I'd have to sit there and wait while the teacher explained the same thing again and again and again and again. And it's wasting my time because I could literally be doing my work. You have to wait, and you have to wait for other people. If you have group projects, your grade literally depends on the work of other people. If you're independent like me, you would do really great being online schooled because you don't have to depend on other people to get what you need. You don't have to depend on other people to learn efficiently. It's all up to you. And I love that. I think that was a big pro for me because I was so independent, and I continue to be really independent. I hate depending on other people to do my work for me. I'm a big perfectionist in how I do my work. So that was a big pro for me, for sure. The next pro I had was easy unlimited access to textbooks and materials. So I didn't have to buy any paper textbooks or carry around any big paper textbooks. Everything was on my computer. And I think I mentioned that earlier. In all seriousness, it was so easy being able to do that. I can't lose an assignment, or, oh, I forgot it at home, and then you get points docked for it. Like, it's none of that exists here. It's just you and your school. That's all it is. Makes for such an efficient like school year, honestly. The next pro was I had amazing teachers who genuinely cared about my education. For every class, there was a teacher that I was assigned with, and that teacher would be grading like my essays or like my assignments and stuff like that. Like, there was actually activities where teachers had to grade your stuff. And the teachers that graded my stuff, they were so warm, so kind, and they were so intent on making sure that I understood what I was learning. Even though I was doing it from home, and even though I didn't have a teacher right there next to me to ask questions with, they were always there. Their office hours are crazy. I once had a teacher respond to my essay in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. We love that. So that was great. And lastly, but not leastly, I had a faith-based curriculum, and I know this kind of depends on if you consider yourself religious or not. I'm a Christian, so my schooling actually was like affiliated with like a Christian perspective. So in all the stuff that I did, I got to kind of bolster my faith and kind of grow closer to God. And I really love that, because in public school it's kind of hard to do that. It wasn't impossible. Like, there were people that shared my faith, but it was kind of hard because I feel like in public schools they don't talk about God as much because it's a public school. Like, everyone has a different religion there. At home I can kind of grow in more and like what I believe in and like what I want to bring to the world, just stuff like that. I love that. So that was great for me. But now I'm gonna go ahead and get into some cons, because with good there's also always bad, and I think I'm just gonna go into it. So the very first and very most obvious con is my immense lack of social time. Unless you healthily balance being online schooled with like healthy external activities, online school is lonely. I actually started online school non-intentionally in 9th grade, because what happened was in 8th grade, COVID hit, and we all had to go in online school, and we all remember that. That was horrible. It sucked. After getting out of 8th grade, I had to leave all of my friends and never see them again, because from that point on, I just transitioned completely to online for the rest of my high school. And that was hard. It was hard. It was really hard. Leaving my 8th grade friends, which sounds really stupid because it's middle school, that was really hard for me, because those were some really good friends, and I just watched all of them kind of not walk out of my life, but like make new friends at their new public school. I always felt left out. Biggest con of online schooling is that you always feel left out. Fall is the worst season, because summer is fine because everyone's on the same page. Like, you're done with school, you're chilling, everyone's not doing anything. But every time fall hits, y'all, it's the worst pain, but it's so hard to explain to people because they don't get it. In the fall, you start seeing like homecoming posts, football games, start seeing activities, kickoff, pep fest, all this stuff happening. You're not even there. You're not even invited. You don't even exist. Unless you have friends that invite you to that stuff, that's great. But a lot of schools, like, you have to show your ID and they won't even let you in anymore if you don't go to the school because of safety. I have no extracurriculars through the school that I do. So I'm stuck at home, just me and my work. Without a doubt, that was the worst part of online schooling, and continues to be, because now I'm done, and except for like my external activities like youth group and stuff at my church, I have no core high school memories. Dances, games, all that. Nothing. And that sucks because it looks so fun on Instagram. Everyone's doing everything and I'm just kind of in the blind spot, but it's okay. The next con is it can be hard to focus / keep on track because it's just you and a computer. At a public school, you can't just escape school. Like, you're stuck there. Like, you have to hear everything the teacher's saying. But when it's just you and your computer at home, to get away from school, just like close your tab and open Netflix and just start watching something. Like, it's that easy to just get off track. So it's really important that if you do this, you have to be disciplined and you have to like have a goal in mind, get your priorities straight, because it can be hard. That's one of the biggest things. This one kind of goes hand in hand with the last one, but it is easy to cheat. I think the first couple years that I did this, they actually recorded you while you do your tests and they send that recording to like the proctors. But the last couple years, they did not do that. The temptation was so there to just open a browser and Google all the answers to my quizzes. So, do I recommend online school? Yes, if 1, you're independent, 2, you have a sense of discipline, 3, you don't mind doing school from the comfort of your own home, 4, you're a good reader. And the reason I say good reader is because you don't need someone to verbally tell you something to learn. You can just read it and learn it. That's literally what you're going to be doing. You need to be a good reader. 5, you don't mind working or learning alone. Also, I didn't mention this, but those 2 PSEO classes I did are totally different from what I've been talking about. I did a composition class and historical perspectives on civilization class, and those counted for my high school transcript, but they also counted for college. And that's why I think PSEO is so much better than AP, because you don't pay anything. Like, PSEO was completely free. I basically just got high school and college credit for free. Whereas AP, you have to like pay a certain amount of money for a class that counts for high school but may or may not count for college, and additionally take a test that's like make or break for your grade, and if you don't pass that test you don't get your credit. That's difficult. So I would say definitely, if you can, add PSEO classes to your online schooling, because that will literally help so much. You're literally getting free college credits, and I can't even express how important that is. But I also do want to add that I did do a couple extracurriculars. Wherever you live, you're zoned in a school district, a public school district. So if you're okay with it and if your parents are okay with it, you can actually research what district you're in and what school you're zoned in. You're legally allowed to do their extracurriculars there as a student there. What I did was I went to the school that I was zoned in and I said, hey, can I do theater? And they were like, yes, because you're zoned here. I got to do theater at that school without actually being enrolled in that school, just because I'm like homeschooled and I do it from home. So they let you do that. I think that's something that's like really important to remember. But they don't let you do sports, which I think is kind of stupid. My brother wanted to do track for the school that we're zoned in, but they wouldn't let him because something about being at a online school, like you don't represent that that school you're zoned in, and like it's complicated. So yeah, extracurriculars are possible. You just have to kind of do your research and make sure that you know everything about what you're doing. The last few takeaways I have are kind of just the things that I absolutely hated, and it wasn't even like the actual schooling, it was like people's responses to it. I think whenever I tell people, oh, I do school from home, they automatically just put you in like a weird homeschooled stereotype bubble. You're not social, like you can't talk to people, like you can't have social media. Like that's literally not even remotely close. Just because someone chooses to do school from the comfort of their home does not mean that they're socially, mentally, or emotionally behind. You actually might know some people who are homeschooled. Taylor Swift stopped doing public school at 14, decided to pursue her music career. All her friends probably laughed at her. Let's be honest. Literally imagine somebody at your school saying, I'm just gonna quit school, jump out, and like be like famous. And you'd be like, girl, what? Look at her now. Look at her now. Look at Taylor Swift now. Who else do we have? Let's see here. The Jonas Brothers, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, Zendaya, homeschooled. So if anyone ever tells you, don't do online school, you're gonna be socially inadequate, no one's gonna accept you, you're gonna have to hold your mommy's hand throughout the rest of your life, that's not true. Literally, online school means that you can be more independent than these people because you have the discipline and the motivation to do your work without due dates. But no one gets this. They're just like, oh, you do school from home, you must be stupid. You must be awkward or have some mental disorder. No. And I'm not putting down the people that do have those issues. If you do have a mental disorder or you do need like proper facilities to do your education from home, that's not wrong either. I'm just saying that always people are gonna put you in a bubble, and it sucks because no one is the same. Everyone has potential. Anybody can finish their education. Anyone can do it in different ways. It doesn't always have to be traditional public school. So that's something that I feel like people need to understand. That's how I finished high school early. I just mushed my junior and senior year together and I finished in 2.8 years versus a traditional 4-year experience. In summary, that was my experience of high school. I still have a whole year before I go to college, so if you're watching this, take me to prom. I would love to do that before I go to college. I'm mentioning this now, but I'm literally in my family car. I don't know why. I could have been recording this in my room, but I didn't. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. We've come this far. I started my channel in 6th or 7th grade, and I'm sitting here talking about how I graduated high school, and that's like insane to me. So thank you guys for being with me on this whole journey. I'm not done making YouTube videos. I will take my camera to college. We will be doing videos still. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a fantabulous rest of your day. Bye!